Salam alaikum, buenos dias, que San Bilo Akutare, peace and blessings be to you guys always. Today, ya tu sabe, we're here with a short video about the what should not be occurring or what should not be done in a Munanzo while you are whether in ceremony or not, meaning while you are initiating, doing some type of ceremony in the Munanzo, not out of the Munanzo, in the Munanzo, what you should not be doing or what you should not do. One thing that you should not be doing in a Munanzo is drinking alcohol. One thing you should not be drinking in a Munanzo, alcohol. Some might say, what? But you should not be drinking alcohol in a Munanzo. You should not have your cell phone in a Munanzo. You should not have your shoes on in a Munanzo. Unless for some reason you're given permission. But you should not. If you know that you have had sexual relations with your partner, you should not be entering the Munanzo for X amount of days. You should not be entering inside a Munanzo. If you are doing or participating in a ritual of some sort, you should be fasting. You should be in a fasted state while you guys are running that ritual. Meaning, if you know you're going to have a ritual tomorrow, you do not eat tomorrow until that ritual is completed. Another thing, all the people in the Munanzo, meaning the godchildren, and the patient, and the elders that are running a ritual, have to stay there until that ritual is complete. No matter what time it starts and what time it finishes. You cannot go out to the stores. You cannot go to sleep. You cannot go eat. You cannot leave that area where you are performing the ritual until the ritual is completed. You should not be going or coming for an X amount of time and the ritual is still going on and you decide you want to leave and go home or go to the store. That should not be done in a Munanzo while you are running a ritual. And there are some rituals that are very, very important that you should, or in other words, when you are going to perform those rituals, certain rituals, you have to prepare yourself before you even commence that ritual. mentally, spiritually, physically. I'm not going to say what, because every house does different things. But you have to prepare yourself before you even commence it. There shouldn't be no goofing around while you're performing a ritual. Everybody should be focused, have respect of where they're at, know their position in the house, and if you are given a duty, you should perform that duty to the best of your ability. If you know that you're going to enter a Munanzo, for whatever reason, try to be clean, physically clean. Try to be clean. Wash your hands. If you gotta wash your face, wash your hands. Just try to be clean. So you gotta be respectful while you're there. You should not be talking about things that you don't want the Inquisis to hear. Not saying that they cannot hear you outside of the Munanzo. But while you're in there, you should not be talking about things that is either one, disrespectful to the Inquisis, or that you don't want the Inquisis to actually hear per se out of your mouth with the intention that you're saying it with. Because Inquisis hear and listen and feel you and look at you, and depending of how you're speaking, what is your mood, they pick up very quickly on that. And if they, let's say, have an affinity for you as a godchild or goddaughter, there's a great possibility that Inquisi might act because of what you're saying and because of your emotions that you're putting out and your vibe, and you don't even know it. So I would recommend you not speaking about things that you don't want the Inquisi to hear. Especially if it's disrespectful to the Inquisi, or if something that you're feeling and you're putting, emotion and everything. You shouldn't be doing that. There shouldn't be no disrespectfulness in any sort, whether by the elder or by the godchildren in a Munanzo. No tata should be saying anything vulgar to a male, to a female, whether in ceremony or out of ceremony. That is a no-no. And when I say vulgar, I mean treating the person's getting initiated in a disrespectful manner, saying disrespectful things, probably talking about her private parts, probably saying things that should not be going on and should not be said from an elder, especially from an elder, and especially while you're running a ritual, and especially if it's for that person that you're running the ritual for. That is a no-no. That should not be done, should not be seen. That is a telltale sign that you're in the wrong place. No female should be getting any type of bathing from a man. No man should be getting any type of bathing from a female. It's another thing. You should ask permission to enter into the Munanzo. You shouldn't walk in there without your tata knowing or your yaya that you're going to go in there. The only way you will do that if you understand that you have that complete confidence from your tata, that respect that both of you guys have, and that love that you guys have for each other. Let me tell you, you start off as being just a person that went in for help or went in for initiation. But there are some that become very close to the yaya and to the tata. Almost like if they were real blood. And I say some. It could be a lot that are like that and felt that way. But some, there's no way that you could, that you don't bond that well. And it has to do with personalities and stuff like that. People. It's not because you dislike them or they dislike you. You should not go inside Munanzo without permission, unless that you already been there for an X amount of time and you have license to walk in there. If your tata sees you in there, he knows that you ain't doing nothing disrespectful. He knows that you're in the right condition, that you clean. He knows that you know what the deal is in there, and you'll get yourself messed up if you go in there messing around. You understand? By the Nkisi and by the elder. These are things that you should not be doing. You understand? No form of disrespect of any kind should be happening. Can a tata or yaya sometimes yell at you? Yeah, they might yell at you here now and then. For some things. Because either they're trying to get your attention or they're trying to get you to comprehend. Sometimes they speak to you in a firmer tone. Yes. Didn't your mother and father speak to you in a firm tone when they were serious? Don't get emotional. You're an adult already. Understand that what they're trying to transmit to you is nothing but love. If you understand it, that they're transmitting to you this, and you know that they're not there to harm you or belittle you or anything. You know, take the advice, learn, be humble. You know, sometimes we gotta, when we in the right place, man, and you got the right people backing you up and teaching you, there's a time to be a man, there's a time to be a woman. You know, and when I say a man, meaning there's a time for you to be a man next to another man. You understand? Depending on the situation. And a woman next to a woman, depending of the situation. When you gotta, you know, stand up, you know what I mean? And be like, hey, you know, I'm a grown up. I'm not a baby for you to talk to me like that or get away with that, you know? But there's a time, even if you're a grown up, and the other person could be either older than you in age or older than you in the tradition, or younger than you in age but older than you in the tradition, and you know they don't mean no harm, you got to be able to accept and to receive certain scoldings, certain, hey, you know, certain, don't do that, hey, you should have not done. You should be ready to accept that. Because that only teaches you. It doesn't harm you. You might think it's harming you, but that's your ego. You got to let that go in certain instances and with certain people. Remember, listen to me clearly. There are more things that shouldn't be happening in a Munanzo, shouldn't be happening in a community, but there are lots of things that happen. And I don't have the time, or probably even the memory to remember everything at one time, at one sitting. But these are just some things that should not be happening. To each its own if they do these things. But these are things, in my opinion, And some others that I've seen that are older than me in the tradition have also said these things. Be safe. Most High bless. Salam alaikum. Malaikum salam. Please thumb up the video for the algorithm. And have a great and blessed day.